Good afternoon, everyone. This is Matt over at MilestoneCapitalGrowthPortfolio.com. Today is Monday, July 6th. I want to take a look at a couple of stocks here, and then we're going to look at the S&P 500 and the Dow. So Netflix, a little bit of a bounce today. Nothing huge on the volume. Well, 1.1 billion is pretty good, but didn't. It's not over the 50. It did meet resistance in the middle Bollinger Band today and did close above it. So be careful here on tomorrow, because if we do end tomorrow higher, then it's possible we could come up into this area here at 683.82. If not, we're going to pull right back down again. And if you shift it down to the hourly, you're going to see that you hit the 100 and then pulled back down. But you do have a little bit of a gap right here at 674. So the potential for that to take place is there. And also you have, let's mark that one, also you have another potential right here for a lower gap. So you have two gaps right here. We're sitting in the middle, not doing anything exciting. And then of course we have that huge gap back here. Down here at 480, and then another one down here at 438. But for now, you can see it's trying to, the relative strength index is kicking to the upside. It's trying to do something here, but very tight trading range right now. You can look at your Bollinger Bands and see that, but a decision is going to be made one direction or the other. Right now, stuck between the 100 and the middle Bollinger Band, which is starting to turn down a little bit on the hourly, so we'll have to see what happens tomorrow with that. All right, PBYI had a little bit of a bounce. We've been talking about this one for quite some time, filling its gap, and I figured I'd revisit this one. And we're back on the daily here, and here's the gap down here, and you can see from when we were doing the videos over here at 250, we've already come down to 113, which is doing fantastic. And it still has a ways to go. Definitely oversold, so be careful about any of these bounces. They will get sold into, in our opinion, most of the times when they're on track like this to head down. So 122 could be a possible top side for that, or the upper Bollinger Band. But if you look at the monthly, you can see here the monthly is under the middle Bollinger Band, which is pretty aggressive, and you can see relative strength index is at 41. So 30 would have a nice little reset on this. So we'll have to see what happens with that. So we're just at the beginning of the month, and we're going from there. So another one, NLNK. Okay, this one here I like off this double bottom right here. It's looking really good, closed above the middle Bollinger Band. Really great support right there. And we do have this nice little gap right here, right about $52. And it's starting to trend to the upside after you had this one low here and then a higher low over here with some consolidation going on. So we're in a little bit of a consolidation box right now. But the trend is to the upside, so we'll have to keep an eye on this one. So lower to upper Bollinger Bands, pretty much what's going on right now, and until we get a breakout. But notice the volume increase, which is really nice. Pushed it pretty good today with 2.5. $2.51 move to the upside. Another one is SCO that really moved big today with oil getting hit. This one here did fantastic. Really pushed outside of the realm on the daily. You know, this thing's just a beast. But take a look at the weekly here. You can see it gapped right up over the middle Bollinger Band and held pretty solid. But you have this huge gap right here taking place right now. And understand the volume isn't too massive that's doing it, but the volume did do it. There is a trend line that you need to keep an eye on here. Any possible break of that, it could go higher, but pretty much what you have right now is some big time resistance right here in this area. So SCO could be putting the brakes on right now. As you can see, decreasing buying volume here. It looks like just a little bit of a blow off today. And see if that reverses. All right, the S&P 500. Oh, interesting. SPY. Okay, SPY is, it went up and it went down. It did break this head and shoulders pattern. Basically, that's what that looks like. That was here, and there's the shoulders right here, left shoulder, right shoulder, head. And you could see that it came down underneath it pretty aggressively, and the Bollinger Bands are really starting to turn to the downside here and push this spread apart. This is the weekly, just to let you know. And so you can see the weekly is set up pretty aggressively to the downside with some big volume increase here. Again, it's only Monday, so there's really nothing huge there. But we got a lot of stuff going on this week, so we have to keep an eye on that. But we saved the 200-day moving average 3 times now. Can we do it a fourth? That's a good question. Relative strength index is at 37.97. Increased selling today also. I think you had some buyers in there too trying to support. And see any technical bounces, but we're going to have to keep an eye on that. But if you look at the hourly, it looks a little bit different here. Hourly, you get a beautiful gap right here at 209, then a little tiny gap at 212.64 or 67, somewhere in that area. But you had your low here, higher low here, but you do have a turn down on the Bollinger Band here. It came outside of it a couple times today. Nothing spectacular. I would say a full reversal if you could break and hold the 207.03, which would be the middle Bollinger Band, and that would set it for the upside. But a little bit of a reset, still mid zone right here, but definitely increased buying the last hour. So we'll have to keep an eye on SPY and see what happens. But if you look at the monthly time frame, it's not looking too good right here. You do have a double bottom so far, and if that holds, then we'll go higher. We're just in this trading range right here, but the volume is, it's still early in the month, so it's hard to really get a judgment on that. But if we continue to the downside, 198, 199, 202 in that area looks to be good. Whoops, sorry about that. Okay, so this is Matt over at MilestoneCapitalGrowthPortfolio.com. Have yourself a great night.